at all. Attacking Ixu's champion pool, especially when Longzhu, as we've seen, they are willing to play into an early pick Gnar. They can also just early pick Gnar themselves, so they have quite a few opportunities here to do that. GP being taken out. Xpecian has been pretty good actually on the Gangplank pick, and surprisingly Xpecian has really been working his way up the rankings of stats like damage per minute. Out of all top laners, he's currently number 2 in damage per minute, so he's been doing a lot.
He's quietly having
roster.
I was gonna say he's quietly having a very good season.
Wow. Okay, they let Crash F Italy. I would not have done that.
You know, we've criticized Crash for his effectiveness, you know, in the game after getting all that gold, but if there's one champion he definitely has been consistently effective on, it's Nidalee, so that's definitely a big risk by the Afrika Freaks.
Also just allows him to counter jungle heavily against Lyra. Yeah. Lyra, we've talked about this before, but he has really doubled down on Rek'Sai this entire season. We've seen Afrika forego many other jungle power picks, including Nidalee, and take the Rek'Sai instead. Now, I think part of this is because Afrika currently is number 10, the worst team in wards per minute in this league, and Rek'Sai actually helps cover that deficiency with the Tremor Sense.
Yeah.
Now, they're going to lock the Gragas in, and they're going to take Trundle. There is no guarantee that this Gragas is not going to Ixu. Classically, he has been the top lane Gragas player.
Whoa, okay, and really fast Kog'Maw Karma lock in there. And you gotta wonder if this is going to be kind of a modified Juggernaut composition, possibly. We talked about this maybe coming back using the Karma rather than the Lulu in the mid lane.
Yeah, I think this is the setup for a really good Pope composition between the Nidalee and the Kog'Maw. Famously, Songyun was the one who brought the Wits End Hurricane Kog'Maw into the professional scene here in Korea and played it with two victories over SK Telecom. We saw KT use it this week also, and it looks like Fury is going to be on board with that strategy as well.
So do you think maybe that was a little bit of a takeaway from the Afrika Freaks as well too, since the Jhin and Ashe are already banned?
Yeah, definitely a possibility. Of course, he could have taken the Sivir.
I was going to say. Oh, there's our Leona.
All right. Well, Leona was buffed.
Yeah, she did get some changes.
So they're playing Kalista and Leona as a form of heavy engage in a kill lane here. So now we know the Trundle is going to be going into the top side and the Gragas will be in the jungle. Extreme amounts of engage here from Afrika. Poor siege so far with basically 3 melee champions and a Kalista, so it may be problematic for them to actually take down turrets.
Excited to see the Leona come back. It's been one of my favorite champions for a long, long time.
She's a fun champion to watch. She's still a bit binary. I think that's the problem with her, is it when you play Leona, it's pretty obvious what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But then again, you know, people seem to have a hard time stopping her. So Gnar, Tahm Kench locked in for Longzhu.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, the main complaint that Riot had in Leona's kit was sort of her lack of relevance in the middle of a team fight after she had used all of her cooldowns. So they did change her ultimate to have a passive on it so that her basic attacks will actually deal bonus magic damage and apply her passive. So she can actually just go around, walk around in a team fight and tag people for additional damage if her allies then follow up with another auto attack. So
yeah, you can definitely blow somebody up on the enemy team really fast if you have them focus a Leona target, I suppose.
Well, this is the composition actually that you and I were talking about during the KT game the other day when we were discussing Juggernaut, and I said Karma, Tahm Kench are very good picks to make a Juggernaut work in the current meta. Huge front line, and it's going to be all about Fury dealing that damage. Gnar once again for Xpecian, and finally Mickey going back to the LeBlanc. It's a pick that he's been well known for but not been emphasizing recently. So a bit of a different strategy here from Afrika. No Rek'Sai this game, and going back to the LeBlanc in the mid lane.
Well, Afrika certainly has some pick potential, I suppose.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of engage.
The problem is, in the early game, they're going to have basically no wave clear until they actually get a Hurricane onto the Kalista. So if Longzhu starts to push down turrets, Longzhu's composition is excellent at sieging, and Afrika's is pretty poor at doing the same thing. They're also a team that is not going to be able to teleport flank very well, so actually landing a good Fate's Call or Explosive Cast onto Longzhu when they have a Karma to apply speed and just basically zip them out of any kind of engagement, it's going to make it hard for Afrika to break any mid-game sieges.
That's true. It's the kind of comp you think we're going to see a lot of when 6:15 rolls around, huh?
Yeah, I do. I think that's accurate.
A lot of poking. All right, well, Longju versus Africa, there are the compositions for game number 1. Again, a pretty crucial match for both of these teams. Africa can more or less lock up that wildcard spot with a win today based on their remaining matches, and Longju needs a win here to avoid relegations, most likely. Versus Africa Freaks, it's go time.
Well, that's the interesting thing about Korea. Truly a four-season country. Beautiful spring, beautiful fall. Nice and long on both of those, but damn is it hot in summer and damn is it cold in winter.
See, at least living in Wisconsin and Minnesota prepared me for this a little bit, you know. Nice times, but really awful weather for other parts of the year. Although never got this humid.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah. Yep. But then again, we don't have tornadoes here. That's nice too.
So we are going to see standard lanes this game. Nothing too fascinating happening right now. Both dual lanes heading over, and with the ward over there at the Grand, Pure and Fury will be able to go ahead and take these Krugs whatsoever.
Taking the Krugs.
All right, so we're going to have to wait and see what Africa's plan in the 2v2 is, because they will get harassed due to the range on Kog'Maw early. Any kind of engage that they go for can be nullified here by Pure on the top Kench, so most likely they will be having to focus him in some of these trades. As if they do land the Zenith Blade onto Kog'Maw.
Speaking of harass.
Yeah. This composition is going to be great for engaging post 6 and in skirmishes, but in the laning phase may have some troubles. Yeah. Songyun coming back to the Callista, a champion that we almost never see outside of Sivir lane counterpicks. But now, against the Kog'Maw, but it's not going to be the same lane dominant force.
You know, we're noticing Fury really focus on poking out Snowflower, which is pretty smart, because Snowflower is the one that's going to be going in if Afrika wants to try for any sort of 2v2. So if you can constantly keep the health on that Leona a bit lower, definitely lowers the risk of having to deal with that all-in.
Yeah, and if he does go for the all-in too, he's just going to have massive problems getting exploded.
That's what you do. That's how you do it if you're Fury on that Kog'Maw. Apparently Rudolph Kog'Maw is the way to go in Korea now.
I like the Jurassic Kog'Maw, the skeleton, or
I like that.
The Monarch Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw has the greatest skins. We never ever see like the deep sea Kog'Maw anymore either, which is another high quality Kog'Maw skin.
That's ganking time. Never mind.
Mickey, a lot of mana to work with right there.
Out of time. And we'll see what Crash can do on that Nidalee. I mean, it's really oftentimes banned away from him, and for good reason. See if he can make as big of a difference as we've seen him make in the past. As he moves up to the top lane. Lyra is pretty close by, going for those Krugs. Looks like Crash is going to try to jump on him. Lyra dealing with it, going in, a little bit of damage. I think Lyra might have got both of those Krugs though. Yeah, definitely got the big one.
Looked like he did. And not much of a trade right there. Crash keeping eyes on him. And
going in on the Fury. All right, trying to put the passive onto Fury for a little more damage coming in from Songyun. Teleports coming in for both teams. It's a melee in the bot lane. Here comes Frozen. It's going to flash ahead right away to try to get out. Puts the chains down onto Mickey, who has to flash away. So both mid laners forced to burn their summoners. Songyun using his summoner heal as well. Pure using his exhaust, but nobody dying. No first blood just yet.
Nice counterplay there from Mickey. Even though he had no mana, he stuck around until the very last second of the chains before going ahead and distorting back. So he makes sure that the Leona is not going to be locked down in that situation, as Pure did use the Devour and tried to set him up for a pick. So Mickey's counter TP was actually quite good.
Oh, big spear on the Ixu. That's a lot of damage. Gonna force the flash from the Trundle. Drops a pillar, but first blood does go over to Crash. And Expression.
Whoa! That looked like it wasn't actually going to find the kill, but it did.
Yeah, I did not think that was going to be enough damage, but it just barely was. So Crash gets first blood, but give some gold right back to Ixu.
Yeah, it actually did look like a safe dive. I don't blame Crash right there. Good counterplay from Ixu. Gets the Trundle Pillar up to buy himself just a little bit time, and that was just enough damage. Of the fact that he is going to be doing mixed damage, is disengage here between the Gnar, the Karma, and the Tahm Kench.
Man, you can really see Crash counter jungling pretty successfully